Hi Cancer, welcome to your end of October 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. So Cancer, when the sun goes into Scorpio, as it does every year at the end of the month of October, this forms a friendly angle called a trine, actually the friendliest of angles, where manifestation is the easiest to accomplish. And in this particular case, your sun or your ascendant is trining Scorpio from the 5th house of romance and creativity, and creativity in terms of art as well as creating children. It's the house of conceiving children. And you rule the 4th house of home and family, so that's near and dear to your heart too, being the house of the mother. So Scorpio is a very fertile sign, being a water sign. So this new moon on October 27th, I don't know, maybe some of you are going to get pregnant, or another possibility is fall in love. Or start a love relationship in any case. And what is the first card I draw? The 10 of Cups, which is associated with marriage. Cool. Ten of Cups and the 9 of Wands. What do you know? Oops. I wonder what I should do with that card. Well, I'm just going to... Well, maybe I'll put it up with it. Just in case that was meant to come out like that. Yep. Ace of Cups. We got love, love, love here. Okay. Well, there's no major arcana cards that I see here, so maybe this is an ongoing relationship or something, and it's not like completely new. The heart of the matter is the 10 of Cups. This is the card that's associated with marriage, family, harmony, the pot at the end of the rainbow, the kind of the finale of these Cups cards in, before the suits, where there's some resolution on some matter of the heart, perhaps. And so this can just be a wedding that you are planning to attend. And I was thinking to myself, oh gosh, late October, are you kidding me? But yeah, I mean, I have gone to weddings, I'm sure, all through the month of October. That's like a hot month for weddings, actually. And if you meet somebody, since the 5th house where that new moon is falling is a house of falling in love, it could be something that could be like serious, that could eventually lead to what the 10 of Cups represents. In the past position, oh, by the way, I want to tell you, because I can't remember, I think it was actually somebody watching for Scorpio, because I just got a comment on YouTube, I think it was last night or something, and somebody goes, oh, I didn't know this was going to be a love reading, and it was one of these types of readings. And sometimes I get, the cards are distinctly suggesting a certain theme. And it's not that I want to have like love readings. I don't, because I already do those separately. But what can I say? So I said to the person, do you want your money back? So in the past position, we have the 9 of Wands. And this is a card of kind of having like a barrier around oneself. Like I would say like a self-protective barrier. And, that can happen if somebody has been hurt before. So it's almost like you found love in spite of that. Or if this is somebody else that you're celebrating their marriage, like maybe it's your children's marriage, one of your child's marriage, that they were very closed off, but they found the right person who was able to break down that barrier. Sometimes this can be too, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's more of a case of setting boundaries. And even like, I didn't think about this. This could even be like an ongoing marriage, that maybe you've been in marriage counseling and they said you have to set boundaries and stick to them. Like kind of like training your spouse to respect your what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And I say that because the higher message is the Six of Pentacles, which is about give and take in relationships. And I mean, it's actually give and take in so it's pentacles. I mean, it could be like a money situation. And even this, if this is work related, it could be that you had to kind of like stand up for yourself in some way, or like speak up for yourself, and tell somebody in a position of authority what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Maybe it was affecting your family life because you were working too many hours or something along those lines, and you didn't feel like it was fair for the amount of compensation you're getting, but it was affecting your family. Because the Ten of Cups can be, that your family is emotionally balanced, and maybe there was some reason why it was not like that for a while. But in an existing marriage or serious partnership, this could be like really having a more authentic relationship where you tell the other person when they are upsetting you. Cancer is one of those signs that I think sometimes wants the other person to anticipate these things and kind of intuit when, Cancer's feelings are hurt. Even if Cancer doesn't say anything, you might try to manipulate or hint at by sulking. And, who knows, even sometimes sarcasm, Cancers can be, they can be quite sarcastic when they want to be. Especially if they feel like their feelings have been hurt and they want to kind of give a little taste of, their own medicine to the other person. What crosses you, I did pick out these two cards, so maybe I should hold them up at the same time. We have the Ten of Wands, which is a card of a lot of, this is a card of like, kind of like carrying a burden. And then we have, what is this? I want to make sure I don't read these numbers. Sometimes it's hard to know. This looks like the Eight of Swords. Okay. All right. So basically what I can see here is like what could be creating a little bit of blocks here is if you have a tendency to take responsibility in relationships, you're going to have to stop that. That's what codependency is. The person assumes responsibility for everything in the relationship. And with Cancer, then you're going to be the first one to play the martyr. Oh, it's all on me. When you should have never tried to rescue the other person in the first place, or whatever, the problem is that's one-sided. So in other words, you let people, do what they're going to do. You don't try to control things simply because you want to keep another person from screwing up their life or whatever is going on. And again, I mean, like, for instance, let's say we're talking about somebody who's drinking too much. You can't control another person's bad habits. People think they can because they do little sneaky things, but it doesn't fundamentally change it. That person will find other ways to do what they want to do. Or maybe they're cheating and you try to stop them from doing it. You can only control yourself, and that's what you should focus on. And if you don't like the situation, the answer isn't to try to control it more, but to try to see how you can not feed into a dysfunctional dynamic. The Eight of Swords can be you having negative self-talk, like you don't, telling yourself, I can't do this or I can't do that. Maybe feeling like self-defeating thoughts that you tell yourself, insecurities. You have to, really stop them. And it comes with awareness. That's the best thing that you can do, because you can't really stop your thoughts. You're going to think things, and sometimes you're going to think things that don't serve you, that might make you feel bad to think those things. But what you do is you say to yourself, it's like Byron Katie has a system called The Work. And even though I'm not really into kind of doing these kinds of formatted things, but I do really like to say, I'll say to myself, is that true? Because that's one of the 4 questions that she says you have to ask yourself. When you think a thought in your head, is that true? Meaning, is that like 100% completely true in all possible situations? A lot of times we say things, we make these statements that really are not true, that are just based on our fears or misconceptions. And we have to really challenge our thoughts. It's a form of self-inquiry, which is something that you can do, which I do like to do, because I think it's more of an open-ended kind of a thing. And you just kind of like question your thoughts, and you analyze your thoughts, kind of like a psychoanalyst would do it. But you're doing it from a spiritual perspective, not just, like Sigmund Freud or something, wannabe. And you're questioning things from the ultimate perspective. Because sometimes people have, like if you say to yourself, I'll never meet anybody else. I have to be with this person, because what if nobody else comes along? Or I have to be at this job, because what if I never get another job? And, what you say to yourself is, how do I, you can say things like, how do I know that this job is, guaranteed to me? Like, why should you feel safe where you are? You don't know that that's going to be there forever. So you kind of question the way that you perceive things, and you're able to kind of make sense of them more. Okay, I've got to plug in my thing here. It's about to go out. Good. I'm glad it was right by me. Okay, so what's coming in is the Ace of Cups. This is new love. I said before pregnancy, I think this card connects with pregnancy too. So if somebody's, maybe in that case, you're getting married in October and you're pregnant right away. But the Ace of Cups, like if this is a work-related situation, you may get another job offer that's more in alignment with your spiritual development. Maybe you've been working too hard, with the Ten of Wands, and not really, it's kind of like spinning your wheels, where you're not really feeling a sense of accomplishment. You just feel like you're kind of going through the motions for whatever reason. And maybe this is a situation where you can really celebrate a new chapter in your life, but one that feels a lot more soulful and maybe even more autonomous, like you have more control over your life. The outcome is the Mother of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. This is, I'm sure, what some Cancer people, and I was going to say women, because most of you probably are women, aspire to be, because you want to be able to make change in your life and not have your emotions just keep you trapped and controlled by somebody else's, by their manipulations. Sometimes other people, they get in your head, or they know that you're very sensitive, and they're like rubbing their hands together. There, I got this person. I've got them where I want them. If you have met somebody new, you may instinctively know, I'm not going to do what I've done in the past, which is to like just go, gaga over this person. I'm really going to take it slowly, and I'm not going to, give my heart away right away. I'm just going to, be more logical about it. And if you're kind of like, if you feel guilty about leaving a particular job, again, looking at the logic of the situation and how it doesn't serve you. Because the spiritual lesson is the Six of Pentacles, that there should be an equal exchange of energy. Money is a form of energy. That's why it's called currency. And so if you're working hard, but you're not getting and when I say hard, I mean you might be working long hours, overtime, and then you're risking burning out, but you're not even getting the proper financial compensation, so it makes no sense. You could be taken advantage of. And there might be something that comes along where not only do you feel more aligned to it emotionally, but it's fulfilling to you in other ways too. Like you feel like you're using your head now. You're not just allowing your emotions to control you. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that you receive something positive from this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.